How homeless people survive when it won't stop raining. Rain is one of the most dangerous conditions for homeless survival. A single wet night can lead to hypothermia even in mild temperatures. Multiple days of continuous rain creates crisis conditions that test even experienced street survivors. These are the methods they use to stay dry and alive when the rain will not stop. Water conducts heat away from the body 25 times faster than air. This means wet clothing and wet skin cool the body rapidly even when temperatures seem moderate. A 50-degree rainy night can be more dangerous than a 30-degree dry night. Understanding this principle explains why homeless people prioritize staying dry above almost everything else. The first line of defense is waterproof outer layers. Plastic garbage bags remain the most accessible waterproof material available. A large bag with holes cut for head and arms creates a poncho that blocks rain completely. Two bags can cover both upper and lower body. The material is free, found everywhere, and easily replaced when damaged. Tarps provide shelter when worn protection is not enough. A basic tarp strung between trees, poles, or structures creates a dry zone underneath. Homeless people learn to carry lightweight tarps or plastic sheeting specifically for rain emergencies. The investment weighs little but provides enormous protection when weather turns bad. Finding existing overhead cover becomes critical during extended rain. Parking garages, bus shelters, loading docks, building overhangs, and bridge underpasses all provide manufactured shelter. Experienced homeless people maintain mental maps of covered locations throughout their territory. When rain begins, they move toward these spots before getting soaked. Timing matters when seeking rain shelter. Moving at the first sign of rain means arriving dry. Waiting until fully soaked means the damage is already done. Wet clothing takes hours to dry without heat sources. Starting dry and staying dry is far easier than getting wet and trying to recover. Doorways of closed businesses provide temporary shelter during rain. Recessed entrances block rain from above and from wind-driven angles. The social acceptability of standing in a doorway during rain is higher than during dry weather. Security guards and police are less likely to demand someone leave during active precipitation. Underground locations offer complete rain protection. Subway stations, pedestrian tunnels, underground shopping areas, and parking garages beneath buildings all remain dry regardless of surface conditions. These locations often have security presence, but rain emergencies sometimes produce more tolerance for homeless presence. Churches frequently open their doors during severe weather. Many have explicit policies of providing emergency shelter when conditions become dangerous. Even churches that do not normally serve homeless populations may respond to obvious crisis situations. Knocking on church doors during heavy rain sometimes produces unexpected help. Vehicles provide excellent rain shelter for those who have access. Even a car that does not run protects occupants from rain completely. Homeless people who live in vehicles have significant advantages during extended wet weather. Those without vehicles sometimes have friends or acquaintances who allow temporary car shelter during storms. Protecting belongings from rain requires the same attention as protecting the body. Wet sleeping bags lose their insulation value. Wet clothing cannot warm you. Wet documents become ruined. Everything carried must be kept dry through waterproof bags, plastic wrapping, or shelter positioning. Garbage bags serve as waterproof containers for belongings. Double bagging important items provides extra protection. Keeping bags sealed and inside outer bags creates multiple barriers against water penetration. Experienced homeless people pack their belongings assuming rain could start at any moment. Sleeping during rain requires careful location selection. Water flows downhill and collects in low spots. A location that seems sheltered can flood with runoff during heavy rain. Choosing spots with slight elevation and drainage prevents waking up in standing water. Watching how water moves during rain reveals which locations stay dry. Ground moisture rises even under cover. Cardboard and other ground insulation absorbs water from below during extended rain. Elevating sleeping surfaces on pallets, benches, or raised structures prevents this moisture transfer. Plastic sheeting underneath bedding creates a moisture barrier when elevation is not possible. Wet clothing must be removed and dried as soon as possible. Wearing wet clothes continuously leads to skin breakdown and infection. Changing into dry clothes, even if less warm than wet, heavy clothes, improves survival chances. Wet items can be hung to dry inside plastic bag shelters where body heat creates slightly warmer air. Fire becomes nearly impossible during rain, which eliminates a primary heat source. Chemical hand warmers provide alternative warmth that works wet or dry. Sterno cans burn even in humid conditions if protected from direct rain. Body heat conservation through layering and insulation matters more when external heat sources disappear. Food and water needs continue during rain, but sourcing becomes harder. Food bank schedules do not change for weather. Soup kitchen lines form in rain just as they do in sunshine. Missing meals because of rain means going hungry. Waterproof covering allows waiting in lines without becoming dangerously soaked. Morale suffers during extended rain more than during other weather challenges. The constant dampness, the gray skies, and the difficulty of staying dry create psychological weight. Experienced homeless people recognize this effect and actively resist the depression that rainy periods produce. Social connection helps counter rain depression. Gathering with others under shared shelter provides mutual warmth and emotional support. Conversation and companionship distract from miserable conditions. The shared experience of enduring bad weather together builds community bonds that persist after rain ends. Extended wet periods increase health risks beyond hypothermia. Fungal infections develop in skin that stays wet. Respiratory infections increase from cold, damp exposure. Wound healing slows and infections spread faster. Seeking medical attention for developing problems prevents minor issues from becoming serious. Knowing when rain will end helps psychological endurance. Access to weather forecasts through phones, libraries, or public televisions provides information about storm duration. Knowing that rain will stop tomorrow makes today more bearable. Uncertainty about duration makes the same conditions feel overwhelming. After rain, the recovery process begins. Wet belongings must be dried before the next rainfall. Sleeping areas must be evaluated for flood damage. Wet ground conditions persist for hours or days after rain stops. Experienced homeless people use dry periods efficiently, knowing that more rain eventually comes. Seasonal awareness helps rain preparation. Rainy seasons vary by geography. Knowing when extended wet periods typically occur allows advanced preparation. Acquiring rain gear and identifying covered locations before the rainy season begins prevents crisis scrambling when storms arrive. These rain survival methods apply beyond homelessness. Outdoor workers, campers, hikers, and anyone caught outside during storms can use the same techniques. The fundamental principles of staying dry, maintaining warmth, and protecting belongings translate to any situation where shelter disappears and rain arrives. Learn from those who survive the worst weather, and you will be prepared when storms find you without a roof overhead.